everyone. Welcome to Eco Learning Classes. This is Professor Geeta Mahesh. Dear students, here in the balance of payments, a country has to maintain the balance in the balance of payment as you can see in the figure. Similar way, the balance of payment of a country should be balanced always. Whatever goes out of the country, like goods, services when you render, then money will be entered in the form of payments. That has to be entered under credit side. When you receive loans and advances or when you sell the securities, should be entered under credit side. Similar way, if you import anything, we will make a payment to others, so money will go outside, that has to be entered under debit side. If you lend or if you buy any securities from outside the country, then also money will go out of the country, so it has to be entered under debit side. So imports should be entered under debit side, exports will be entered under credit side. Let us discuss in detail with respect to balance of payments. Dear students, let us discuss an interesting and important concept, the balance of payment. A country will have economic relation with the rest of the world with respect to output market, financial market and labor market. In the balance of payment, we deal with a systematic recording of all economic transaction of a country with the rest of the world. The balance of payment has three types of accounts: current account, capital account and official reserve account. Let us discuss current account. In the current account, we make a recording of trade in goods, trade in service and transfer payment. Now let us discuss current account in detail. Current account, as I told, it deals with the three things. One is trade in goods, trade in service and transfer of payment. In trade in goods, we deal with export and import of commodities or goods. So we deal with export of goods and import of goods of a country. Trade in service, here we deal with a country rendering service to rest of the world and a country receiving a service from the rest of the world will be discussed in trade in service. Transfer payment, it is a one-side payment without expecting anything. If a country is going to give some sort of benefit to other country, then we call it as transfer payment. Here we can consider gifts, remittance, grants received by a country or made to other country or to the rest of the world will be entered under transfer of payments. Current account may be a surplus, balanced or deficit. Now let us discuss when a current account will be surplus. So current account is said to be surplus when the receipts are greater than the payment. Include all these three components. By considering these three components, here if receipts are greater than the payment, then the current account is said to be surplus. Now when current account will be balanced, so balanced current account. The current account is said to be balanced when the receipts are equal to payment. When current account is said to be deficit. So current account is said to be deficit when our country's receipts are less than the payment, then the current account is said to be deficit. The second one is capital account. Capital account includes capital transactions. What are capital transactions? Borrowing and lending of capital or sale, purchase of assets between the countries will be considered or discussed under capital account. Capital account also includes three things or it consists of three things. The first one is investment. Investment are of two types. One is direct investment, another one is portfolio investment. Direct investment is such type of investment where the investors will take active participation in the management. Example, foreign direct investment or equity capital. These things we call it as direct investment. Portfolio investment where the investors will not take active participation in the managerial activities. Example, foreign institutional investment, FII. Foreign institutional investment, we call it as portfolio. Offshore funds are the good example for portfolio investment. Next one is external borrowing. So, external borrowing means a country can borrow from other country or other countries can borrow from our country, will be entered under external borrowing. External borrowing includes external commercial borrowings and short-term debts will be included under external borrowing. Next one is external assistance. Here it may be a government aid or intergovernment, multilateral or bilateral loans will be discussed under external assistance. Now let us discuss capital or types of capital account. Capital account may be three types: surplus capital account, deficit capital account and surplus capital account. Before we discuss that one, let us discuss what is capital inflow and capital outflow. Capital inflows means here, if you borrow from the rest of the world, so the foreign currency will enter into our country. Or when you are going to sell the securities or gold to other countries, then there will be an inflow of capital. When you sell the security or when you borrow from other country, money will enter into our country, that we call it as capital inflow. Similarly, when we are going to make investment outside the country or when foreigners are borrowing from our country or we are going to buy the securities from foreign companies, then the capital will go out of the country. This we call it as capital inflow and capital outflow. Now let us discuss the different types of capital account. The capital account is said to be surplus when capital inflow is greater than capital outflow. So, inflow should be more than the outflow, then the current account is said to be surplus. When current account is said to be deficit, when the capital inflow is less than the capital outflow, then it is said to be deficit in capital account. When capital account is said to be balanced, when capital inflow is exactly equal to capital outflow. This we call it as balance in capital account. The third one is official reserve account, where any imbalance in the balance of payment will be adjusted by buying and selling of gold and foreign exchange reserves, is known as official reserve account. Or in official reserve account, we try to bring the balance in the balance of payment by buying and selling of gold or foreign exchange reserves. Now let us discuss different types of balance of payment. There are three types of balance of payment. One is balanced balance of payment, surplus balance of payment and deficit balance of payment. Then what is balanced balance of payment? Here, if a country's value of export of goods and services are exactly equal to value of import of goods and services of a country, then the balance of payment is said to be balanced. When balance of payment is said to be surplus, surplus balance of payment, if the value of export of goods and services are greater than the value of import of goods and services, then the balance of payment is said to be surplus. When the balance of payment is deficit, deficit balance of payment. If a country's value of export of goods and services are less than the value of import of goods and services, then it is known as deficit in the balance of payments. Dear students, here you can see the notes on balance of payment. Balance of payment is very important for your examination point of view. Okay, it is important for 6 marks. Dear students, next topic, balance of trade. If you like, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.